Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, basically, we'll be creating a 3D rotating cube using React 3 Fiber. For people who are not aware about React 3 Fiber is basically a 3.js renderer, okay, built for, and as per the documentation side. And I think you might be familiar with something like React Native, which is again a renderer for mobile applications, for building mobile applications. Okay, so what we'll be doing is like I'll be not going too much into depth of what React Fiber does, but we'll be covering enough for whatever is required for this whole playlist. Okay, and I think while doing the development, I'll be going back and forth with the documentation basically to point out what things are there, basically similarities and dissimilarities with React 3 Fiber and 3JS. Okay, but yeah, I'll not be going too much in depth. I would suggest you check out the documentation. They have a very good documentation, I feel. Okay, anyway, I think we can get started with the demo of what we'll be building by the end of this video. Okay, so that's just a basic 3D rotating cube. Okay, I think we can start. Let me create a white project. Okay, sorry, React project using white basically. And I'll be downloading a bunch of dependencies. I'll just tell you what are the dependencies. Okay, I'll be downloading Three.js, okay, and then React 3 Fiber, okay, specific version, and React 3 Dray package. This is kind of a helper library you can see, which abstracts a lot of components which we can use. I'll be using some of the components from here, and I think I missed out one more, which was React Router DOM. Okay, I'll be using this mainly for the mainly for keeping different routes for different components, or you can say pages, so that each video whatever we'll be building will have a different route. Okay, I think this is correct. Let me enter it. In the meantime, while the time is downloading, I'll just delete whatever white or React has given me by default. Public. I'll clear the styling completely. In the main.jsx, I think this is okay. App.jsx, I'll remove this completely. Okay. Save and index, remove everything. Index.html, I'll change it to r3f plus webxr, and this I can remove also. Okay, and okay, then assets I don't have anything, and as you might have seen, it's already installed. Okay, so what I'll do is like I'll first give some basic stylings. Okay, basic stylings. I'll not be going too much on that. Okay, and you can do it in a different way. Okay, margin 0. Okay, let me come to app.css, hash root, width will be 100%, height will be 100 vh. Okay, background color will be hash 1e. Okay, before going further, let me do a basic hello world. Okay, and let's see whether everything is working fine in the first place. I think it should be a div tag will be better, I guess. Good. Let's see. Let me copy this route. As you can see, the hello world has come up. Okay, I think now we can start with the reactive fiber, I guess. Okay, so before that, I'll do the configuration before going ahead first in reactive fiber. The router configuration, which I told you, like every route will have a different component or experience, which will be like for this video it will be cube, and for next video it will be something else. So I'll do the basic configuration now itself in this video again. For that, I've already downloaded the React Router DOM. So what I'll do is like call browser router here, save in the app.js. I'll call the routes. Sorry, it will have a path of slash, and the element will be for that. What I'll be doing is like for each going further, I'll be abstracting in a components folder what I will be building. Okay, not abstracting but basically segregating them. Okay, so components cube will be the first folder. In here I'll be creating a cube container.jsx shortcut. Just for now I'll copy this. Okay, so element equal to cool, and I'll just import it. Okay, and similarly I'll be having a specific route for cube. Okay, container. Cool. Let's see whether it's there or not. As you can see, the cube container is there. Okay, I think now is a good place to start, I guess. Okay, so first what we'll be doing is like I'll be you importing something called canvas. Sorry, it should be canvas. It is coming from React 3 fiber. Okay, frankly saying, this is the main building block of the whole React 3 fiber ecosystem. Again, not yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think something happened with my copy paste. Anyway, so canvas is the main tag, okay, which is very much important for React fiber to work. So with regards to what will happen is like first I'll do one thing. I'll just show you how we can add a cube, okay, simple cube, and then I'll go more further about what is the similarity and dissimilarity with React fiber and Three.js and what React fiber abstracts away. Okay, so first I'll be using something called a mesh tag, which is provided by React fiber. Okay, uh, mesh is you can take mesh as a 3D object, okay, basically, and any kind of 3D object which you might see in your environment or any day-to-day use also will have two things, I guess. One is geometry and one is material. Geometry is basically it gives it the shape, and material is nothing but giving it a color, texture, or whatever, etc. For our scenario, we'll be just focusing on the color aspect of the material. Okay, so for the shape, I'll be using something called box geometry, which is going to give it a shape of a cube. Okay, and for the material, I'll be using something called mesh standard material. This is a material which reacts to light. Okay, so for box geometry and mesh standard material, for mesh standard, I'll give it a color. I'll be giving it a color of medium purple. Okay, so this is there. Let's see something has happened or not. First of all, as you can see, we have the cube. Okay, I'll keep my console open. If we have any errors, we'll be notified us up, I guess. Anyway, you can see the cube, but you might be thinking like it's a black color. That the reason because of that is like you have given it a color, but as we humans need light to see our environment, similarly we'll need something called light introduced in our inside the canvas also. So I'll be using something called ambient light. There are different kinds of lights again. Ambient light is basically going to illuminate all the scenes or all the objects whatever are present inside your scene, or you can say for here it will be canvas. Cool. So as you can see, I got the medium purple, and but you might be thinking like I can't drag, or I can't feel it like it's a 3D element. Okay, you might be feeling like it's just a 2D box or whatever. So for that reason, I'll do one thing. I'll just use something called orbit controls. And as you can see, it is coming from React 3 package. Okay, like I told you, it's a class of helpers. Okay, and let's see now. As you can see, okay, sometimes it happens with me. I don't know why. My laptop. That's why I refreshed it. Now, as you can see, when I'm dragging the mouse, I can basically rotate the cube and see the cube in different directions. Okay, this is it, I guess. Before and let me do one thing now. Uh, let me now animate the cube by default. Okay, like I told you, we'll be having the 3D rotating cube. So for animation, what we'll be using is like we'll be using a hook which is provided by React 3 Fiber. Okay, like how we have hooks from the React ecosystem like useState, useref, etc. There's a hook provided by React 3 Fiber which is called use. There are more hooks like use3 is also there. We might be using this in the upcoming videos, but for now we'll be using use frame. Okay, as you can see, the use frame is basically called basically this allows you to execute code on every rendered frame. Okay, so we can have some kind of animations. Okay, and animation is nothing but just a sequence of images which are run very fast for our eyes. Okay, so it feels like an animation in the first place. So for that reason, what we're doing is like we'll be basically rotating the cube a little per frame. Okay, and we'll be getting the data inside the use frame. For the simplicity, I'll just copy this. Okay, there are extra stuff also like state, delta, XR frame and all, which I don't think is required for our scenario. I don't think delta is also required, but for uh, simplicity, I'll just keep the delta also. Okay. Delta is required in one way, but anyway, I'll just show you. Okay. So first I'll do one thing, just to be in the same build, I'll do console.log, okay, to see if any issues are there. Okay. Let me do use frame on there. Cool. Let's see there any issues. As you can see, some issue has happened. Okay, and it's saying use frame is not defined. Okay, so that was very silly, I guess. I was not expecting this issue. Sorry. Wait, let me refresh it. Okay. As you can see, it's saying React 3 hooks can only be used within the canvas component. So the thing is like this hook which is provided by React 3 Fiber is only going to work inside the canvas. But since we are putting the hook outside in the cube container basically, so we need to basically abstract it out. So the easiest way is just I'll create a new component. I'll cut this one, cube.js, and I'll paste it here. Orbit controls need to be imported, but others are by default imported. Okay, I'll cut it from here, and I'll copy the use frame now. Cut, paste. Okay, I import it now here. Okay, and I'll be importing the cube here. Okay, and here use frame is not required. Let me save it, and let's see if there are any other errors now. Cube is not defined. Okay, I did not import it. Sorry. As you can see, I can get the cube and we're getting use frame also. So what we can do is like first of all we need to somehow refer to this box. Okay, basically we need to somehow get a reference of this box somehow. So what we're going to be doing is like we'll be using something called useref hook provided by React. I'll just give it what cube.ref equal to useref. Okay, I'll just give a space. So I'll need to put it inside. I'll be basically assigning the ref property cube.ref. Cool. And now what I'll do is like I'll just instead of use frame, I'll do console.log cube.ref just to show you what is there in the cube.ref now. As you can see, I'll just expand one. Cube.ref current has a mesh basically referring to the cube. Okay, and it has a property called rotation. Okay, and we'll be manipulating that rotation only. So what I'll do is like cube.ref dot current. Okay, then rotation dot y plus equal to suppose 0.1. Now let's see what will happen. As you can see, the cube has started rotating, and it's rotating I think very fast, somewhat fast I feel. I'll do one thing, I'll make it 0.5. I think this should be okay. So as you can see, the cube is still rotating. Okay, it's rotating per frame. We are basically manipulating the rotation per frame whenever we get the option from React 3 Fiber, and it's updating, and that's why we're able to see a rotating cube. You can use the delta, it will be more better for the frame, for the callback and for the screen refresh, etc. I'll not be going too much depth in that part. Okay, you can keep it 0.05 or you can use the delta value. Okay, I'll just keep the delta value for now here. Okay, and let me refresh it. Let's see if anything issues there. Okay, as you can see, the cube is still rotating. Okay, and just to show you how much code has been abstracted out by React Fiber, whatever we have built, okay, if we had used a naive way of going about 3JS, we would have to create a scene, and scene is nothing but like you can imagine yourself in a room, you're surrounded by four walls, and the top you have the roof, and the bottom you have the floor. Okay, you have a camera. Basically, you can imagine yourself in the room, and your eyes as the acting as the camera, which has different properties. Okay, and you have a renderer which is basically going to take a snapshot of the scene through your camera, or through your basically by your eyes. Okay, and that is being shown in the browser. I'm trying to make it simple in a layman term. Okay, I don't know whether I've done a good job there or not, but anyways, for the mesh, basically we have we have the three mesh here, as you see, something similar. Basically, it's getting converted behind the scenes into those only. But for our sake, we can just handle it using mesh or box geometry, or and similarly box geometry. You have something called box geometry in here also on 3, and again material, you have 3.mesh data material, and these are being attached to mesh. Okay, mesh geometry property and mesh material property. Okay, and then we are adding the scene, then whatever we have created, that basically that cube, we are adding to the scene. Okay, I have I went very fast in this one, but because uh, you can check if you have any clarity, you can just read the whole document what I'm going through here, and otherwise you can check out my previous playlist also. Anyway, you can see the animation is also there. And one more thing with the arguments also, we can specify arguments by default. I think it's going to take some value, but I would like to make the cube a little bit bigger. Okay, and arguments is nothing but it's kind of a constructor, like it's shown here. Like 3 box geometry has a constructor. It's a constructor. It's gonna call with all these values with length and height. You can check out in the 3 documentation what values would it take. Okay, but anyway, we can give the args as 2 to 2, and basically it's gonna create the cube. Basically, it's gonna scale the cube. Basically, it's gonna create a geometry with the 2 units on in the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So we should get a bigger cube, I guess. Let's see. And as you can see, the cube has become bigger. This is it, I guess, for this video. And I think that's what I wanted to cover, I feel. Let me check if I've missed out anything. No, I guess. Mm, yeah, this is it. And just to be on the same page, this is gonna work for the cube route also. Okay, so that's it, guys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Okay, where I'll be basically adding the AR support to this cube which we have already built in this video, and you'll realize how easy it is because of a package which React 3 Fiber provides us. Okay, it is already easy using 3JS just in my previous playlist which I've covered, but it has become more easy by using React 3 Fibers package. Okay, anyway, I've already given a lot of details, but anyway, we'll check out in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching till here, and hope to see you there. Bye.